On Friday, Republicans in the House of Representatives in subcommittee were voting on legislation that would then advance, to the full committee, then the full House. The leather legislation would have defunded all of the Department of Justice's prosecutions of Donald J. Trump throughout the remainder of this year, meaning they could not move forward with any of his prosecutions this year because they would strip them of all their money. Well, it failed by a vote of 26 to 25. The Republican-controlled committee said, yeah, we're not gonna do that. And as you could imagine, that Donald Trump off something fierce. So Donald Trump, following news that he was not going to be given a get-out-to-jail-free card, got on Truth Social and blessed the Republicans who killed this measure. He said, quote, "Just heard from great Congressman Andrew Clyde of Georgia that the amendment to defund the prosecution of a presidential candidate prior to November's election did not pass 26-25. It lost by only one vote because one Republican, Mike Simpson of Idaho, stupidly voted no. And two Republicans," he put in quotes, David Vallejo of California and Dan Newhouse of Washington, the only two remaining impeaches in the House of President Donald J. Trump, didn't show up to vote. They must have had more important things to do. Also, Mike Garcia of California, David Joyce of Ohio, and Cisco of Arizona didn't show up to vote. Thanks very much, fellas, for your great support. I gotta take issue with this part. Like two remaining impeaches in the House of President Donald J. Trump. That little statement alone should scare the living daylights out of you. The House of Donald J. Trump. That's not what that body is. That is the United States House of Representatives. And even when Donald Trump was in the White House, it still wasn't the House of President Donald J. Trump. It was still the United States House of Representatives, but he looks at it as a body that he owns. So, again, hugely terrifying that that's where Donald Trump is. And again, this happened on Friday before the events of Saturday. So I can only imagine that he's going to become a little increasingly unhinged as the months go on now. But I do love the fact that he also told us who the snitch was, right? Great Congressman Andrew Clyde of Georgia. Just heard from him. So Andrew Clyde from Georgia is in the committee. He sees that it fails, and his first thought was, oh God, I gotta call Donald. I gotta tell Donald they didn't vote for your thing. It was this guy, and then this guy, and this guy, and this guy, and this guy didn't show up either. I don't know what to do that. I mean, I have to imagine that's how that phone call took place. I have to imagine that Andrew Clyde probably had tears, at least welling up in his eyes, if not rolling down his sad little face that this didn't happen. That's real sad, bud. But hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles, right? You're in the House of Representatives. Sometimes you get what you want. Sometimes you don't. But thank you for being a little snitch about it. I'm sure your Republican brethren appreciate that. But it is what it is. Donald Trump didn't get his way. But again, that was Friday before Saturday. And I'm willing to bet if they tried to do the same thing today, they would probably see much different results. The Republican Party is now once again